and you can never get even with narcissistic parent, because their ecosystem keeps gaslighting you. What your mother did, that is way too much. You can never repay her, you can never repay your father. Why does one have to repay his father or mother? Yeah, parents decided to be parents, and they brought the children didn't mail the parent and came in the dream and said that, hey, come on, please have sex and bring me in this world. No. Hello, everyone. I hope everyone is doing good and taking good care of themselves. So today I'm going to talk about how narcissistic parents, train us or groom us for toxic relationships. And before I get going, I would request you all to like, share, subscribe the channel, hit the notification bell so you guys are updated whenever we put out a new content. So I'm sure, all of you must have wondered at some point in your life as to why you keep attracting the wrong people. Why do you get into wrong relationship? Why do you get into toxic relationship? I also had a lot of confusion, and I used to keep wondering why I used to attract wrong people, why I used to get stuck in toxic relationships. And with study, research, I did finally realize why. It was because I was groomed and programmed in such a way that toxic looked okay. I was groomed and programmed in such a way that abusive things, were okay. It was okay to tolerate abuse if you love someone or if you are in a relationship. It was absolutely okay to be abused. Yeah. So it all goes back to our childhood. Yeah. And the way how narcissistic parents raise the children, that influences and that affects the kind of relationship these kids make in their adult life. Yeah, most of these kids, they become magnets, and they attract only negative people, toxic relationship. And it is because they really don't know what healthy looks like. Yeah, kids are unaware of what healthy is. Yeah, they were treated in a specific way, they were raised and groomed in a specific way, and they grew up believing that this is the way, this is the only way. Yeah, it's okay if my loved one slaps me. It's okay if my loved one abuses me or swears at me. It's absolutely okay if my loved one gives me silent treatment or ignores me. It's absolutely okay if my loved one doesn't allow me to complete. It's absolutely okay if I'm not seen and heard in a relationship. Yeah. So, you know, um, it all happens in the childhood. Yeah. Narcissistic parents get married, they breed because they want unpaid labor, they want slaves with same genetic makeup. Yeah, they want an emotional toilet, a doormat, a punch bag. That's it. Narcissistic parents are not like healthy parents who raise a family, who do things unconditionally. Narcissistic parents are going to keep a tab of everything, tiny bit, bare minimum that they do for you, and they're going to keep on reminding you, I did this for you, I did that for you, I did this for you, now you have to do the endless things. Yeah. And you can never get even with narcissistic parent, because their ecosystem keeps gaslighting you. What your mother did, that is way too much. You can never repay her, you can never repay your father. Why does one have to repay his father or mother? Yeah, parents decided to be parents, and they brought the children didn't mail the parent and came in the dream and said that, hey, come on, please have sex and bring me in this world. No. So it's the other way around. Children don't owe anything to the parent. The parents owe a great deal of thing, yeah, to the children. So, children shouldn't be guilt tripped, but narcissistic ecosystem is as such that they will keep gaslighting you, keep guilt tripping you. Yeah, and they will keep you reminded of the bare minimum and tiny superficial bit of things that the narcissistic parent does for you, and you have to keep doing, keep doing, keep doing till your last breath, and you can never get even with them. Yeah, I'm sure you guys must have come across this. You can never repay what your mother has done, you can never repay what your father has done. Why do I have to repay? Did my mother do things so that I could repay her? I don't think so. That's not the right way. Yeah. Parenting is something which is unconditional. Parents choose to become parents, and that's it. They don't keep a tab. I did this for you, I did that for you. They did the best that they can, and that's it. Now it's the child's life. They can grow up and they can learn from the mistakes, they can become independent, do whatever they want. Narcissistic parents don't allow their kids to become independent. Yeah, narcissistic parents don't really give their kids the freedom, yeah, to exercise their own autonomy, yeah, to become independent, to choose things for themselves. Narcissistic parents keep pulling the strings, yeah, because they bred for a reason. They bred with a purpose, and the moment they see that the purpose is not being fulfilled, they will keep the kid reminded, I did this for you, I did that for you, you have to do this for me. What will people say? And this and that, you know the drill. So there is a lot of nasty conditioning that we go through when we are raised by narcissistic parent. So what is the first way, with the help of which narcissistic parents in a way groom us and train us for toxic relationship? And that is that love is conditional. So I will only love you till the time you do things for me. Yeah, it's the same thing in narcissistic families. Till the time you do things their way, they will display some amount of love and affection. The moment you do things your way, or you are unable to do things their way, you know what comes next. You would be threatened, you would be gaslit, they will abandon you, they will not speak to you, silent treatment, passive aggressive behavior, all of the nasty stuff. So we tend to learn that love is conditional, and love can only be experienced if we comply, if we become a doormat, if we become a slave, if we become a punch bag, an emotional toilet. And only then we can experience love. If we are of no use to the other one, we won't be loved. So we need to keep shape shifting, we need to keep proving that we are worthy of their love, a love that is conditional. It evaporates, it just vanishes in thin air the moment you are unable to give them what they want out of you. They are going to just make you feel miserable. So that is absolutely okay, and that's what we learn in the childhood. That's how we are trained and conditioned, that love is conditional. Every time I did not listen to my mother, every time I disobeyed my father, they did not love me. They punished me. They gave me silent treatment. They treated me horribly. Yeah, I was not made to feel safe. I was threatened that I would be abandoned. Yeah, so what is it that I'm learning? I'm learning that love is conditional. I need to serve them and do things for them in order to be loved, in order to experience love and affection of the others. I need to be of some use to them. Yeah, so this is how things get absolutely distorted and messed up. We grow up believing that love is conditional. If I am of some use to my husband, my wife, my partner, only then I will be loved. If I am of no use, they will not love me, they will leave me, they will abandon me. Yeah, so that's how we tend to attract all the toxic relationships. We get into toxic relationships and we stay there for long. Yeah, because we did not have that rational mindset when we were kids. Yeah, where we could see and understand that it's unhealthy, it's an unhealthy pattern that is being pushed onto us. We did not have the ability, because it's very difficult to accept that your loved one can be the abuser. It's very difficult to accept that your parents were your abuser. Yeah, it's very difficult to accept that your parents, your caregivers, can be abusers. It's very difficult. So we learn that it's absolutely okay if they treat us miserably, if they withhold all that love and affection. It's absolutely okay. That's how things are, because I have seen that and experienced that in my family. I think it's okay in other relationship. Yeah, only when we unlearn all of that shit, We get to know what shit we were in and what shit we had been attracting, what kind of horrible relationships we had been attracting in our life. So yes, the first thing is this distorted, understanding that we develop, yeah, as to what love is and what love looks like. We learn that love is all about being devoted, love is all about compliance, obedience. We just have to do anything and everything. We have to push boundaries, we have to go to any extent, and earn that love. That love is, very conditional. If we are unable to do, we won't be loved. We won't be able to experience that love, care, affection. We won't be getting all of that. Yeah, we have to earn it. Yeah, it's almost like a competition, a test. We have to earn the love. Yeah, from a parent. We have to earn the love from a toxic partner. Yeah, so that's how, distorted and messed up it gets. The second thing that we learn in our childhood, I mean, when we are raised by narcissistic parents, is that, love hurts. So we are made to believe that it's okay if your loved ones are abusing you. It's okay if your mother is beating the crap out of you. It's okay if your father is abusing you. After all, he's your father. He was stressed. Your mother was stressed. The problem is with you. It's okay if they are swearing at you. So we grow up, believing that it's okay if our loved ones abuse us. Yeah. It's okay if they don't respect us. Yeah. And that is the reason we attract such toxic peoples in life, because we grow up believing that love hurts. Yeah, your loved ones are going to abuse you, torment you, disrespect you, minimize you, invalidate you, and it's absolutely okay. And they can just get away, and they can evade all kinds of accountability and, responsibility by saying, after all, I'm your mother. After all, I'm your father. Do you think I can ever do bad for you? Do you think I can ever think bad for you? Yeah, so they can just use their role and just escape. Yeah, so we get to learn that it's absolutely okay if our loved ones are abusing. That's absolutely normal. That's a part of every relationship. Yeah, because we grew up seeing all of that. We were treated in the wrong way, and we developed a distorted sense of self. And that is the reason when someone else also abused us in the name of care, concern, and love, it was absolutely okay. We gave another chance. Yeah, because we did not call out our parents' abusive behavior. We were okay with our parents because they were abusing us, and we were, gaslit not to question them or leave them or abandon them, even if they were abusing us. Yeah, we should, get into this mode of finding out the reason why my mother is beating me, why my father is beating me. It's because of their backstory, this and that. We were gaslit at various levels by the narcissistic ecosystem, by, our narcissistic parents, enablers, and flying monkeys. So, we learn that love hurts, and it's absolutely okay if your loved ones abuse you. After all, they love you. After all, they are your husband, they are your wife, they are your mother, they are your father. You know how it is. The third thing is prioritizing your loved ones over your own self. Yeah, every time we tried prioritizing ourselves, every time we tried, being authentic, we were shamed, we were, belittled. Yeah, we were discouraged, we were invalidated by our narcissistic parents. We were not allowed to be the version we wanted to be. We were only encouraged to be the version that served them. So we learned that we need to prioritize our loved ones over our own self. We were never encouraged to take care of our own self. We were never encouraged to be authentic, to engage into self care. Yeah, we were always trained and conditioned to prioritize a narcissistic parent. Yeah, and that's the right way. So we grew up believing that we need to prioritize our loved ones and the others over our own self. And that is one of the reasons why we get stuck in toxic relationship. We believe that it's okay, I should give them another chance. It's absolutely okay if I don't do this for me. It's absolutely okay if I don't do that for me. It's absolutely okay. Let me, do it for him. Let me do it for her. We just, keep ignoring our own needs. We keep ignoring our wants and desires, and we keep prioritizing our loved ones, needs and desires. Everyone has needs and desires, likes and dislikes, and I think everyone, has the right to, do what they want, yeah, to do, how they feel about things, yeah. But in narcissistic family, we are trained to prioritize the narcissistic parent. So there is a lot of different ways that narcissistic parents, train you and condition you. They will keep you reminded of the bare minimum they did for you. Despite of all the things, I still stayed in relationship because of you. I didn't have this and that, but I did this for you. So they are going to do a lot of, gaslighting and, manipulation to, put you into that mode where you betray your own self and you make it your life's mission to just prioritize them and please them, and that's it. Yeah. So we tend to attract a lot of toxic people, narcissistic people, because we really don't know what healthy relationship looks like. Yeah. We were never encouraged to prioritize our own self. We were never encouraged to get into self-care. We were never encouraged to be authentic. We were always trained to prioritize the parent, and the same thing we do in our relationship also. We have to prioritize our partner rather than my own self. So there is a lot of damage that happens, if you are raised by narcissistic parents, yeah. uh, Even if they die, or if you are away from them, but things are so distorted that you keep attracting wrong people, you keep attracting toxic individuals in your life, and you are all the time questioning why all of this shit is happening with me. Why am I attracting all wrong people? Why all of them are abusing me left and right? Why have I become a magnet? It's because we were trained and conditioned, yeah, in the wrong way in our childhood by our narcissistic parent. The credit goes to our narcissistic parent. There is nothing wrong with us. Yeah, they conditioned us, they trained us, yeah, to prioritize the others and not our own self. The fourth thing is keep forgiving your loved ones. Love is all about forgiving, yeah. So this is something which trains us, which grooms us, to become a magnet that attracts toxic individuals. We keep giving another chance. I love him, so I should give him another chance. So what if she abused me? So what if he exploited me, if he abused me? Yeah, I mean, my mother also used to abuse me. My mother also used to disrespect me. My father also used to do all sorts of things. But it's okay. They are my father, they are my mother. So we are trained and groomed in such a way that, we are nowhere close to being healthy. Yeah, we become dysfunctional individuals, we become dysfunctional adult, and we are uh, trained and conditioned to keep forgiving our loved ones. Yeah, you cannot hold grudges against your loved ones. You have to forgive, and only then you are a good son. So you cannot be angry, or you are not supposed to be angry for the disrespect that your mother throws at you. You cannot be angry, or you cannot hold any grudges against your father for mistreating you and abusing you. You cannot. That's not right. You have to forgive him. Yeah, you have to give him another chance. We are trained and groomed in such a way, and as a result of which we keep giving second chances, third chances, fourth chances. Life is all about giving chances to the narcissists and the toxic individuals that we attract. We never really understand what healthy relationship is. We can be angry, we can have grudges, yeah. I mean, in order to move forward in life, it's not necessary to forgive your abuser. It's absolutely okay to sever your ties and cut off your relationship from your abuser. It's absolutely okay to, be angry. Yeah. When your boundaries are violated, it's absolutely okay to be angry, and let the others learn and understand that they overstepped, they violated, your personal space, they violated your boundary. So it's absolutely okay to be angry, but we are not, encouraged to be angry. We are gaslit, manipulated, and, we were just made doormats. That's it. So, this is also, one of the most important thing that, makes us a magnet to toxic relationship. We keep giving another chances. Yeah, narcissistic parents keep telling you lots of fabricated stories, proverbs, some, sacred verses from here and here, all misconstrued, manipulated version. You have to forgive. You cannot, have grudges. You cannot be angry with your loved one. Just forgive them. Forgiveness is, what healing is. You have to keep forgiving, and that's how you heal. That's how you rise. All that BS we get to hear. Yeah. So, yes, we are trained to keep forgiving our loved ones. To love is to forgive, is another, gaslighting phrase that is, pushed in our head. And we start exercising it, we start believing it, and we start giving another chances to toxic individuals in hopes that that person is going to change, in hopes that one fine day that person is going to see our worth, in hopes that the toxic person is going to change, transform, but that day never comes. The next way narcissistic parents train us for toxic relationship is, by constantly shaming us for having boundaries. Boundaries, doesn't exist amongst loved ones. Yeah, that's a good one. There is no boundary, when you are with your loved ones. Yeah, so we know narcissistic individuals, narcissistic parents are entitled individuals. They really don't care about your personal space, privacy, boundaries. They like running over you. Narcissistic parents feel entitled. They bred you for a purpose. And when you try and exercise your autonomy, when you try and uphold boundaries, they are going to shame you. Yeah, make you feel as if you are the bad one. Yeah, so we grow up believing that boundary is being selfish. To have boundary is to be mean, and we don't want that. Yeah, so we are okay if people run over our boundaries. We are okay if there is no boundary at all in any relationship. Yeah, and that's how we are stuck in toxic relationship. Yeah, so it all goes back, in the childhood. Yeah, the way how we are groomed and conditioned and trained, to serve the narcissistic parent, plus to serve other toxic individuals that we, end up attracting and, bringing in our life, because we don't know what healthy looks like. Narcissistic parents are not like healthy parents who will, educate you on having boundaries. Yeah, demanding privacy, having your own boundary and personal space. Narcissistic parents don't. The last way narcissistic parents train us for toxic relationship is by making us believe that our loved ones' validation is very important. If our loved ones don't validate us, there is something wrong with me. If our loved ones don't validate us, I'm not doing right. If our loved ones don't validate us, there is something wrong. Yeah, if our loved ones don't validate us, we are on the wrong path. Yeah, we are wrong, we are incorrect, we are not good enough. Yeah, so our life should just depend on our loved ones' validation. We are trained and conditioned to believe that our loved ones' validation is what, our prime goal should be in life. Yeah, no matter what we do, we need to get that validation from them. But we don't, understand that narcissists have inability to validate others because they lack empathy. They are entitled individuals, so they won't be, validating you, they won't be appreciating you, or they won't be, encouraging you to be yourself, to be your authentic self. So narcissistic parents, cripple their children. Yeah, they, make their children believe that your parents' validation, your loved one's validation is very important. If I don't approve of something that you're doing, means you're wrong. By default, you're wrong, you're a bad one, you're a horrible person. Yeah, that's what they make us believe. So we are just like slaves to them. Mom, can I do this? Mom, would you be happy if I do this? Mom, dad, can you tell me if this is okay, if this is not okay? They don't want you to learn from your mistakes. They have bred you for a purpose and reason, and they want you to keep serving them. That's it. Yeah, there is no room for growth. There is no room to experience your own self, your own growth. There is no room for all of these things. In a healthy family, in a healthy relationship, you are allowed to be yourself. It's okay to disagree. It's okay if your loved ones are not validating. The relationship is not ending. People might have different viewpoints, and it's absolutely okay if they are not validating. Life is not coming to a full stop. But we are made to believe in narcissistic families by narcissistic parents that if I don't validate, you don't exist. If I don't validate, you're wrong. If I don't validate, you won't get love and affection. Your brothers and sisters are not going to speak to you. Your mom is not going to speak to you. Dad is not going to speak to you. Yeah. So we tend to become, shapeshifters. Yeah. Dad, is it okay? Mom, is it okay? We really don't want to be abandoned, yeah, by our caregivers and by our loved ones. So we tend to shapeshift. Yeah, we try and suit their needs, desire, and requirement. Yeah. So we are made to believe that our existence is based on the validation of our loved one. But what if our loved one is incapable, or what if our loved one is unable to understand my point of view? What if my loved one has a different opinion? Yeah. Does that mean that I cannot exist? Does that mean that I cannot exist? Does that mean that the relationship will come to an end? No. In a healthy relationship, it's okay to disagree. It's okay if I don't validate, but the relationship is there. I won't be tormenting, my partner, or I won't be tormenting my kids if they don't do things my way. I might disagree, and that's absolutely okay. Let him do what he feels like. What I will like, I'll say, okay, I like it. Yeah. But in narcissistic families, narcissistic parents, they have a lot of numbers up their sleeve. They will do a lot of nasty numbers on you. Yeah, so you will feel miserable every time you will try and be authentic, every time you will try and exercise your autonomy, every time you try and do things your way. You're shamed, guilt tripped, you are belittled, you're invalidated, dismissed. You know what happens every time you try doing things your way. So, yes, I mean, narcissistic parents really distort a lot of things, in our life. And we tend to believe that this is okay. Yeah. And the pattern, goes on and on and on. And we are forever stuck. Narcissistic parents, then we attract narcissistic relationships, narcissistic spouse, narcissistic partner, friends. We are stuck in toxic relationship, and this is because we were made to believe that the loved ones validation is very important. If the loved ones don't validate you, you are worthless, you are invisible, you are not good enough. Yeah, so you have to do more and more and more to get the validation of your loved ones. So we tend to overdo things. We tend to really burn ourselves out to get that validation, but we never get that validation because narcissistic individuals are messed up individuals. They are not like healthy individuals who will appreciate you and validate you. They will only validate you when they see you fit, serving them. They will only validate you when you do things their way. They will only validate you when you do their bidding. And that's it. Narcissists are self-centered, selfish individuals. Even if it is your husband, wife, father, mother, they are not going to validate you for being authentic. They are not going to validate you for being yourself. No, they are not going to do that. So we tend to carry this burden on our shoulder that we need our loved ones validation. It is very important for my existence. If they don't validate, I need to do more. And the same thing we keep doing and repeating in our toxic relationships. I mean, I was also having this problem being raised by narcissistic parent. I was in a narcissistic relationship and I was overdoing things in hope that I'll be validated. Now when I look back, I feel like a foolish. I spend so much of time, energy, money in trying to get validation from someone who was incapable, someone who was not even worth it. Yeah. So that's what all that gaslighting manipulation does to you. You really lose a grip over your own self. Reality is distorted. You are a royal mess. So yes, these were a couple of things that narcissistic parents make us believe that it's absolutely okay. And all of these toxic stuff further makes us a magnet, and we keep attracting toxic relationship. Or you can say these are a couple of things that narcissistic parents use to train us and groom us for themselves as well as for the other toxic relationships and toxic individuals. So yes, in case if you would like to add in something, you can always comment below. Till then, take care of yourself. Lots of love and blessings to all of you. Bye.